Hello, good morning everyone. Patricius Siwandono here. Today's topic is grammar. I'd like to highlight some of the mistakes that my students made in their assignments. Okay, let's dive into my PowerPoint slides. So that's the topic for today, typical grammar mistakes, especially those which concern tenses and modal auxiliaries. I have been correcting and I've been reading some of my students' assignments, and I happen to notice these typical grammar mistakes. And so I make this video hoping that this will inform them or will inform you how not to make the same mistakes, how to avoid making the same mistakes. Okay. Now, first one, something about the use of tenses. When you are writing an essay, you will have to combine the tenses, right? You'll have to vary the tenses. But then you'll have to use your logic in order to combine the tenses logically. Because otherwise, if you do not combine them logically, from the viewpoint of your readers, you will be confusing. Your message will be confusing. Okay, let's look at some of the mistakes that my students made in their essay. So the first one is like this. I had a scary experience when I was 10 years old. I was swimming in a pool when I see a dark object at the bottom. Now see, everything starts correctly in past tense, yeah, because this is something that happened in the past. But suddenly, in the middle of the sentence, there is a verb in present tense. Now, this is not logical. This is not correct. This feels wrong. Yeah? This is confusing. Yeah? How come something that happened in the past and suddenly there is a present verb in the middle? Yeah, it really doesn't make sense, right? It's confusing. Yeah. So let me give you the correct one. I had a scary experience when I was 10 years old. I was swimming in a pool when I saw a dark object at the bottom. Now, saw here is, of course, something that goes with past tense, and therefore it feels correct now. It feels logical. Okay? Yeah, so that's one of the examples. Now, let me give you another one. The students wrote something like this. When Google was created, Bill Gates will explain. Yeah, very confusing, right? When Google was created, okay, something that happened in the past. We know that Google was created about 20 years ago. Yeah, so it should be expressed in the past simple, okay? But then suddenly you have a future. How can you combine something in the past with something in the future in one sentence? That's also confusing, right? That doesn't make sense. That it's not logical. Yeah. So you have to correct it, and this is the correction. When Google was created, Bill Gates said that, yeah, or explained, yeah. So of course you have to put it in past simple because the previous verb is also in past simple. Okay, so that's about the use of tenses. Combining tenses is something that is necessary, something that you need to do when you write an essay. But remember that you have to rely on your logic as well, so that you can combine the tenses correctly. If the combination of your tenses does not make any sense, then your essay, your message will be confusing. Okay? Now let's go to another one. This one is about the wrong use of modal auxiliaries. Now, modal auxiliaries, let me give you a brief review of what modal auxiliaries are. They are words like can or could, if it is in the past, may or might, must, should, will, or would, if it is in the past, and had better. And these are some of the modal auxiliaries. Now the rule for modal auxiliaries is quite simple. Every verb that follows them must be in verb 1. Verb 1 is the basic form, kata dasar, like see, take, eat, drink, read, study, look, walk, yeah. Those kata dasar, those basic forms of the verbs. Not verb ing, not verb plus ed, not to plus verb 1. You cannot say I can to go. No, that's absolutely wrong. Yeah. So keep it in mind that modal auxiliaries are followed by verb 1, and that's it. There is no other rule. You'll have to put verb 1 after every modal auxiliary. Okay? Yeah. So let me give you a sentence which is erroneous, which is actually a mistake. Yeah. So student writes something like this: they can growing up. Now this is absolutely wrong. Yeah. You put a verb in here. Now that is not correct. Wrong. Yeah. I must had a nightmare. Again, you put a past form of a verb. Again, this is wrong. Yeah. Remember what I said before? Every modal auxiliary has to be followed with verb 1, kata dasar. That's it. Yeah. So you cannot say I must had a nightmare, yeah, because had is not a kata dasar. Yeah, it's a past form of a verb have. Yeah. And then another one, this is quite typical. Yeah. Please don't do that. Please don't do this again. Yeah. They will to do their assignments. You have to here. Again, this is very wrong. Yeah. You put something which is which makes this incorrect to, whereas you actually should put do, will do, and that will be okay. That will be fine. That will be correct, but not to do. No. Yeah. So let me correct those mistakes. They can grow up. Grow here is verb 1, right? I must have a nightmare. Have is also verb 1, right? They will do their assignments. Do is a verb 1. Okay, so again, modal auxiliaries must be followed by verb 1, by kata dasar. Okay, that's the rule. Yeah. Okay, so that's my short lecture about typical mistakes with grammar, with tenses and modal auxiliaries. I hope this is useful for you. See you again in my next episode, and goodbye.